Today I'd like to speak on the topic 4 signs you are afraid of success. So in John chapter 5 we have Jesus asking a man who was positioned in a line to be healed if he wanted to be made well. And this may seem like a very strange question. It's like asking someone in a hospital, are you here to get well? And they're in the hospital bed, they're surrounded by nurses and doctors, and you're saying, do you want to be healed? Of course he would say, he's in the bed, he wants to be healed. But many people who position as if they want to be successful have this subconscious fear of success. So I want to talk about 4 signs you're afraid of success. The first sign is self-sabotaging behavior. If you see yourself sabotaging opportunities that you have coming your way over and over again, it is possible that you have the fear of success. An article in an engineering trade journal called The Fear of Success the Gary Hart disease. No relationship to me. We just happen to have the same last name. Gary Hart was on his way to become the president of the United States. He was leading in the polls when he suddenly came up with the idea that he would ask reporters to follow his every move. And of course they did. And what ended up happening is that as reporters followed Gary Hart around, they discovered that he was having an affair. And it ended up ruining any chance that he had of becoming president of the United States of America. Now, why did Gary Hart ask to be followed around, knowing that he had something that he wanted to hide? I think there was a subconscious fear of success, and he was sabotaging himself. Here are a few examples of how others of us sabotage ourselves when we are on the brink of success. Students who go partying the night before a big exam, when they know this is the only step that is left for them to complete the course and to be successful at it, is sabotaging themselves. Other examples of self-sabotage are people who turn up late for important job interviews. And of course, if you ask these people the reason, they would say the bus broke down, or I woke up late, or some other excuse. But the fact of the matter is that these people could have made every effort and made contingency plans to make sure that they were on time for this big job interview. So people sabotage themselves in these ways because there is a subconscious fear of success. The second sign of a fear of success is procrastination. So if you're procrastinating all the time and you're in this business venture, for example, where you have one final step to go, but you just keep putting it on, or keep putting it off, or you have this meeting that you need to set up with someone to get the funding that you need to take your business to the next level, but you just keep putting it off. Chances are that you have a subconscious fear of success. Did you know that half of the people who register to do their PhD never complete their PhD? There is an article in the Chronicles of Higher Education that reported that many of these people had just one final step to complete their PhD. They had to do their dissertation. They had to present their thesis in front of the committee, and they did not take that final step. Now, why would people do all of these years of hard work, research, hard work of studying, sleepless nights, and then fail to take that final step? I propose that many of these people who don't complete their PhD cannot see themselves as someone with a PhD, and so they sabotage that final step to success of completing the program. And that to me is an example of the fear of success. That man by the pool he was by the pool and he had one final step to go. All he had to do was to arrange for someone to put him in the water at the right time. He had people that carried him to the pool in John chapter 5. He had people that carried him to the pool, placed him at the edge of the pool. But that final step, how do I get into the pool? He never completed that step. And that's why Jesus asked him this thought-provoking question. This question that was meant to get to the root of his subconscious fear. Do you want to be made whole? And the third point, the third example or symptom that you have a fear of success is if you are rationalizing, coming up with reasons why you cannot be successful, coming up with reasons why you cannot achieve that what it is that you want to achieve. So some Christians, for example, they rationalize staying in a state of poverty by saying things such as, Jesus doesn't want me to be rich, or if I get rich I may turn away from the faith, and so that is why I am in this state. Or some people say, no one will hire me. And so they refuse to send job applications that could get them the success in the job market that they're looking for. And so these way of rationalizing why they cannot be successful is a way of making sure that they never accomplish the success that they say that they want. So Jesus' question to the man, do you want to be made whole, is a very important question. Do you want to be made successful? Are you rationalizing ways at which you cannot be successful, or rationalizing, coming up with ways why you should stay in your current state? And the fourth and final point why people that show that you have a fear of success is if you are problem focused instead of solution focused. The man by the pool of Bethesda, when in John chapter 5, when Jesus asked him, do you want to be made whole? You would think he would say, yes, of course I want to be made whole. I'm positioned here for healing. But what he did instead was to come up with a list of reasons, or a reason why he could not be healed. He said, I have no one to put me in the water. That was not the question that Jesus asked him. But his answer is showing that at the root of his subconscious is this fear of success that is making him focus on the problem instead of the solutions. So there you have it. 4 signs you're afraid of success. If you identify with any of these 4 signs, my recommendation is that you get professional help. In our radio show that we did that is called The Fear of Success, we look at some of the root causes of the fear of success. That video is actually on our YouTube channel as well. I also want to remind you that we are not